Cassie, thank you so much for inviting me into your beautiful shop. For those listening who don't know who you are or what you do, can you please explain to our audience who you are and what your business is?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. This is exciting. My name is Cassie Vogel, and we're Olive June Floral Co, based out of Albany, New York, and we're primarily wedding florists, but we also have a cute little shop on Madison Ave in Albany where we sell flowers and tons of products made by mostly women. So
cool. Do you do the florals here too?
I have a home studio where I produce our weddings just because this isn't enough space.
Okay.
Some stuff I do here, like if it's a smaller wedding or pickup, we do it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, can you talk a little bit about the history behind Olive June Floral Company, how you got your name, and like what year you were established?
Yeah. Okay. So my husband and I got married in 2013. And so, of course, after my wedding, I was like, hey, I can do anything wedding related. And my husband was actually already in the industry. He's a wedding photographer. So I'd always been a creative person, and I knew I wanted to work for myself in some capacity. I knew we wanted a family, and I wanted to have freedom to make my own schedule. So one night, Joe and I were laying in bed, my husband and I said, hey, what do you think if I was a wedding florist? And he's like, yeah, you can do anything. So I literally posted on Instagram the next morning, hey, I have a business. I'm a wedding florist now. And that was, 2013 or 2014. We were living in Portland, Oregon. And from there, it was kind of like just a side thing. People would hire me to do their weddings, and I would say that I knew how to do it, and I would do it. And then we had our first daughter, Olive. And the next year, our second daughter, Juniper, and we changed the business name to Olive June after them. We relocated here back to Albany. I grew up in this area 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And
wow.
Yeah, it feels like a really long time. Like it feels like it's
like you've been, I don't know, for as long as I've known about you, I feel like you've been here a long time.
Yeah, for me, it feels like a really long time too. We've done like over 200 weddings in the past couple of years of me being here, and opened the shop, and yeah, so
that's really cool.
Yeah.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Like, what kind of kid were you? Were you always creative?
I was always creative, like craft room kind of girl, like sewing machine in my bedroom, painted my walls growing up. But I wanted to be a veterinarian. I just loved animals. And I thought like, well, that's what you do if you love animals. Yeah.
Did you go on to college? Like, do you have a degree in like fine art or anything like that?
No.
Or did you
So I went to Bible college in Portland, Oregon, and I have a bachelor's degree in counseling.
Okay.
So that's kind of like I graduated.
So it's perfect for the wedding industry.
It's perfect. No, honestly, it is. It's literally perfect for the wedding industry. So I graduated and got my degree the same year we got married, and the same year I decided to go into flowers. So if I wanted to use my counseling degree, I would have had to pursue more education, and I knew I was done with school. And at the core of me, I just wanted to work with people. And that's actually what has kept me in this business, is working with people. I love working with clients. So it's kind of funny that there is such an overlap. I think people see the flowers and think that's like the number one thing about this for me. But really, I was so drawn to working with clients in like the most special time of their life, the most stressful time of their life for a lot of people. So there is a little bit of an overlap there, but I didn't have any training or do anything to do this. I just said, I'm going to do this. I can do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So then like creatively, without like any formal, I guess, like art background or whatever, not that you need it, but like, how do you approach floral design?
So my team and I have a consultation with the client, and we see kind of their like images they're sharing with us about what they like. We always ask them to look at previous work we've done to show us what they like. And then from there, we formulate something based on their story, their love story, based on their venue, the time of year, things that are growing locally, seasonally. And yeah, I mean, every season it's hard because it is a wedding. So you're pleasing that couple. So you do need to stay within parameters of like what they're already asking for, but we're always trying to push the envelope and just do things a little more creatively or a little more artistically. So I'm really inspired by like what's growing locally, seasonally. I'm inspired by the bride's dress. That's a huge thing.
Okay.
So almost inspired by like other artists that are already a part of their wedding.
That's really cool. So like, do you like provide samples? Is it like, or do people come to you and they're like, oh, I like roses, for example? Or is it just kind of like every case by case is different?
We don't do like samples or mock-ups.
Okay.
We really want clients, we create a mood board for them. So that's going to have like their color palette and it's going to have inspiration photos. We never promise anything will look just like those photos. And I don't want it to. I want it to be fun and different every time. But from there, we ask that they trust us. And so they've hired us. They have seen our work. They know what our vision is. And from there, we just get to create.
Cool. So in this day and age, I know like building your brand is like really hard. You're an entrepreneur. How have you been able to build your personal brand and your business in like a world of like big box flower shops?
Yeah, that's a big thing. Especially I think when I first moved back to this area, they're popping up more now, but there's not a lot of florists who are just truly artists doing their own thing, creating really beautiful weddings that don't look cookie cutter or don't look like something you haven't already seen in a magazine or could order online kind of thing. So I think that was refreshing. So when I moved back here, it was refreshing for people to see. And it was really easy to get work, actually. Like I was really surprised how, like the response that people had, and they were so excited about what I do.
Because how long did you live in Portland?
9 years.
Okay. So I feel like maybe you were able to bring that like West Coast flair that wasn't really apparent in a lot of like floral designs, at least in this area.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it was. And I was scared. I thought, because before we moved, I was on Instagram and I was on Facebook, like looking for other designers around here. And one, they were really hard to find. Like now I have a couple friends that are designers and it's awesome to have that community. But people weren't doing what I was doing. And so I interpreted that as no one's going to want to hire me. Like they're not going to like my work. But really it was the opposite. And it was exciting for people, I think, to find what we do.
Yeah, because you were different.
Yeah, because it was different. Yeah. And so that's something like I want to stay different. Like as things evolve and change, I don't want to do the same designs every year, you know. But I do also think the personal aspect is what sets us apart from big box stores. I have an awesome team. I have Rosa and Sarah as like my core girls. And we really do connect with people. Like we become their friends, even from like our first phone call. Rose and I are always like, oh my gosh, she was the cutest, like my new best friend. But that is so important, I think, in the wedding planning process of having a relationship with your vendors and people who you know are on your team. And I think, do a great job. My team does a great job throughout the planning process of like advocating for our brides with their venues, even within their own families, just encouraging our brides and grooms. And I think that's something that like big box doesn't offer or doesn't do well.
I think it's important that you acknowledge your team instead of like, because like when you are the face or the name of a brand, like people, I'm sure, like they want to work with you.
Oh, 100%.
But it's really important that you acknowledge the team that supports and helps like make it be what it is.
Yeah. I mean, as a small business owner, your team is everything. Everything. I couldn't do anything I do without them. And also that's something, I think my first year here especially, people were expecting that and it was just me. When I moved here, it was just me. I was really like lucky to be able to bring Rosa on. People would expect that I would do like every single aspect of their wedding, and I was doing that. But as we grow, I have designers helping on wedding days, and Rosa's taking phone calls, and Sarah's at the shop. And so that's been kind of a funny thing to navigate. I want to be the face of the business, but I want people to like understand that like this is a team. It's not just, I'm not personally going to be placing like every single flower or stocking every single shelf. So I've been trying to like express that with our clients, like when we're booking, like I sign things off.
Yeah, like managing expectations.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Signing off Team Olive June and really like hyping my team up, like which is what they deserve. So people understand like no matter who's there on your wedding day, like it's the best. Like I only am hiring the best. I'm only building the best for my clients.
What has been the biggest challenge with growing your business when you're self-employed? Like, how have you been able to determine your value?
Okay. My biggest challenge has definitely been work-life balance.
Okay.
I now have,
which I feel like you've been open about that online, right? Like on Instagram and everything.
Yeah, because I think people just think, I've gotten a lot of like, oh, you're a superwoman kind of comments, and people just think it's just like easy and great. But really, working for yourself is hustle. Like, if it's going to happen, you're the person who has to make it happen. And for me, it's been hard. Like, I'll just go 150%, and then other areas of my life are falling short. And so I have been vocal about it. I always want to use social media to show like real stuff. Like, it's not just pretty flowers. I might post the caption with some pretty flowers so it gets your attention, but social media shows people's highlights, right? And I want to use the platform to be real. But yeah, now I have 3 daughters, and my husband's also in the wedding industry, so we're really busy at the same time. So that's been my biggest thing to navigate, so that I don't feel like, I want to give my family my best, and I want to give my clients my best. And
how do you do that practically?
Right. For me, it's been delegation.
Okay.
So if you work for yourself and you make all the sales, you can take home all that money. Basically, that's what I learned. And you can be really burnt out and be snarky at your husband and be short with your kids. Or you can empower people and hire them and give them a little bit of that money, and in turn, like, have a healthier home life or have a social life. Like, how about that? So for me, it's been delegation. I'm always evaluating, like, where are my weak points? Where do I feel stretched thin? And how can I fix that?
Do you have like systems that you use that helps with your delegation? Or besides Sarah and Rosa, like, do you have other like program? I don't know, like programs or things that you use to
we
like
use this
help?
program called Honeybook.
Okay.
So if they want to sponsor this,
please.
We use a program called Honeybook, and it's from the time the client inquires all the way through signing contracts, collecting payment, referring other vendors who are on the program as well. That's been huge to have like that pipeline, so that at any point my team and we can all look and like know where every client's at, what needs to be done. That's an awesome tool. I try to get like every vendor I know to use it, because it just makes your life so much better. Yeah. So we do that. And then just keeping a good calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It's important. I recently just switched from a paper planner to a digital planner, and I feel like a new person.
Yeah, right? It's funny because I like to write things down too. Same. But having it just,
Your husband being in the wedding industry, I think you mentioned he's a photographer. How does that impact like you and your day-to-day, like with both of you owning your own business?
On one hand, it's so awesome because we are in the same industry and we can bounce ideas off each other. We often share a lot of clients and do the same weddings. Oh. And then on the home front side, it makes it significantly harder because we're insanely busy the same dates, the same time of year. And we need to bring in more help for our children. I think we've just gone at it as a team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We definitely both have, like, his strengths will be my weaknesses. So we are really, and it's great in marriage, but also great in business. So areas where I fall short, he's able to help. Oh my gosh, building things for my business, he's able to help. And then helping with like social media and things for him, I've been able to do. So it really is a tag team thing.
That's cool. And being a photographer, probably, I'm sure it is nice. You can like,
oh yeah, I love photos. When he shoots my weddings, I know I'm going to get like awesome photos of my flowers. I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I know that in a creative business, like a lot of our time, we put a lot of time and energy into what we're creating. And how do you handle potential customers or people that say like, oh, you put this proposal together, like how do you handle like pricing, and when people say like, oh, that's so expensive?
That's been a big thing to navigate as well, and it's a big issue, especially I think in the wedding industry, because you have brides and grooms reading like the knot and a blog post that says flowers should cost X amount and photographer should cost X amount. And when we look at it, we're like, you can get like a bridal bouquet and like a boutonniere for this. And it's not fair because that's across the whole country, which demographics are so different, as we know, across the whole country and what city you're in. But really, I used to like get down on myself about it and would feel like, oh, am I too expensive? Oh, I should make that cheaper. Or, oh, they said someone else could do it cheaper. And Now our posture is just great. If there's a florist that you love that can offer at a lower price, like we think you should book them and really enjoy your vendors and be comfortable within your budget. Like I understand a budget, like of course we do, but we have a minimum for full service florals for weddings, which means we set everything up, and that's on our website at our inquiry form. So we are trying to help educate that client about our services at the beginning.
Again, managing expectations.
Yes, exactly. And we do give an itemized list for the proposals of what things will cost. And if brides need to get closer to a certain budget, I don't bend anymore because I know if I book it at that price so that the client feels better about their budget, when it comes down to it, I'm missing out on time with my kids, or I'm having to book more work to be able to pay the people that I need to pay. And that's where the value comes in. So holding fast to, and we're totally conscious of budget, and we will do pickups. We have other options if you need something within a different budget. But at the end of the day, what am I sacrificing if I bend for that? I think there is a lot of education that still needs to be put into the wedding industry, especially. And people think I like grow flowers or something, and that it's free. They're actually really expensive, even locally grown things. And it's really backbreaking work. I think people think being, especially a wedding florist, is just like so beautiful and fun. And it is beautiful and it is fun. But there's a time constraint because these things are perishable, and there's so much pressure. It's really stressful. I'm already having like the anxiety dreams about wedding season. But yeah, I just have to remember my value in it and release people. Like if they don't want to book because we're too expensive, then I let that go, and I wish them well, and I wish them well in their wedding planning. And I never undercut another florist. If I have someone say, oh, so-and-so could do it cheaper, will you do it at their price? Or, hey, this is how much this person will do it for. How much will you do it for? I never do that. I don't play that game. And I don't think other people in the industry should. I think that you should know your worth and know your value and charge appropriately, and then have faith that you're going to get those clients. And we have had to tell clients who have told us like we're outrageous or something like that. Like, okay, you think that, but like we do about 50 something weddings a year. So there's a lot of work out there that is in our price rate, in the price range that we're offering.
I read on your website that you're like, we have a few openings left for 2021. And I was like, oh my gosh.
It's wild.
Crazy.
It's wild. It's
good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing.
Well, again, my team's been amazing. Like Rose has been amazing. And I think having that support like enables us to.
That's over a year from now.
That's crazy. I know. And then I have to like plan my life out that far. But yeah, it's really awesome. And I give those brides a pat in the back for getting the vendors they want. And that's usually what it is people want to work with us. And it's really exciting. Yeah.
That's cool. So, you talk about the importance of your team. What was the process of hiring and growing Team Olive June Floral when the business is based upon like your taste and your aesthetic?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Well, with Rosa, I got so lucky. She's my main admin girl, and really a project manager for us. She actually worked at a local bridal shop, and we had a relationship there. And then she was ready to move on and look for something different. And even though I was like not quite ready, I didn't think I could like hire someone and bring someone on. I knew I couldn't lose her. Like she had experience in the industry. Her and I have very similar taste, like just in life in general. And also personalities that I already knew meshed well. So with her, it was just kind of like, okay, don't look for another job. I'm going to offer you a job. Like, let's make it happen. And it's worked out so amazingly. With freelancers, with people who like are actually designing for weddings, that's always been something that I just like have to have faith for. Around here, a lot of people are classically trained, like in a more traditional way. And for me, it's been better to have people who I'm just training based on our aesthetic than to try to like retrain out of the traditional design, if that makes sense. So one of my main designers, who was a team lead for us, she like moved here from Canada last summer and reached out and had a great aesthetic. So really it's been me kind of like putting it out into the world, like, hey, this is what I need, and like the right people finding us. And but it's more than just the aesthetic. I think I can help train that. I think it's personality. And I think that it's work ethic and character. And I really want to make sure that whoever I'm sending out to weddings like represents me and my company well, treats people with kindness. Like those things are so much more important than the aesthetic. Like we can train that.
Yeah, that makes sense. What would your advice be to your daughters if they came to you and they wanted to start their own business?
I would probably give them their college money to do it. I mean, I believe in this wholeheartedly. Like my husband and I are both small business owners. Like our income's on our dreams, and I'm raising them to hopefully like chase their dreams and not sleep on them, and work hard and network well. So I would be excited. Like I value education. We're saving for their college, but literally I would give them their college money if they had a plan.
What advice would you give them?
I would say act quickly. Like don't sleep on it. Don't overthink it. Treat people well. Network. Don't have a big ego. Be humble and ask for help.
How did you go from florals to where we are today, which is your storefront, where you have merchandise, you have, I mean, like everything in here is just so like visually appealing. Like how did you start as the floral and wedding to storefront brick and mortar?
So I never.
And when?
Okay. So actually it's a year that we've been here this month.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting.
So you started in 2019.
So I was doing my 2019 like goal setting last January, obviously. And two of my goals were to be able to, one of my goals was to be able to empower more women, which is something that I really want to do in my business. And also to reach my community more. So I realized that in order to work with Olive June, you have to be getting married and have a certain amount of money. So I had like brainstormed like, do more workshops or pop-up shops to be able to connect with more people and also give people opportunity to like work more, like hiring more people. And then I saw this spot, this location, and I said, hey, Rosa, let's go look at this location. And I asked how much, and it needed a lot of work. The price definitely matched the condition that it was in. And Rosa and I looked at it, and she had big eyes. And I said, okay, let's have a lease. I want to do it. So I leased it thinking it would be like a studio space where I would produce weddings but like have a lot more workshops and even just like a physical place where people could.
Do you do workshops?
I was doing a lot more. Okay. Now that we've shifted into retail, there's not really space here. Okay. So that's what I leased it for, thinking it would be. And then within weeks, it evolved into a retail space. So it hit those. I've been able to hire more ladies to work for me. Almost everything in here is made by a woman.
Where do you source your goods?
A lot of it's local, and then a lot of it is just I'm on Instagram and I'm like, hey, I want to sell that, and I reach out. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What are examples? So if somebody's not watching the video or reading this transcript and they're just listening, like what are some things that you sell here in your storefront?
Okay, yeah. We sell macrame and fiber arts. We sell candles, cards.
So not just florals pieces.
Not just florals. Yeah. Basically, you could buy a gift for like any lady in your life here. Okay. We do florals. We do dried arrangements. And
so no one's going to come up to the store and expect to like come home with like a fresh giant bouquet. Like if they're coming here, they want to buy something like, unique or like a gift. It's more like, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to
totally.
paint the picture.
We do grab and go bouquets. So we have bouquets that are ready to go, but you can't call a shop and like order a funeral piece. Okay. So I just don't want to be in that area of retail. But yeah, you can come here and buy an awesome pair of earrings that you're not going to find anywhere else. Okay. And then a few stems of flowers and have an awesome gift. So,
cool. Just wanted to paint the picture for those listening. So, this is something I've never done on the podcast before, but I thought it'd be really fun to try it out because I think that I just think it'd be really fun. I'm going to do some rapid fire questions and it's just like a 1-word answer or 1 or 2-word answer. So What is the most popular date to order flowers?
Weddings. For weddings.
Like holiday. Sorry. What's the most popular holiday to order flowers?
Valentine's.
Valentine's?
Yeah.
When is your busiest season?
October, September.
What is your favorite color for a flower?
Ooh, like dusty pink.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is the most common flower?
Roses.
Roses?
Yeah.
What is your personal favorite flower?
Oh my goodness. Hellebore.
Hellebore?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Oh my gosh. It's like a sweet little cup almost.
Really?
They come in purple and green and white, and they're really beautiful. Gotta look them up.
Okay. I'll put a picture of one in our
Okay.
show
Okay.
notes.
Awesome.
What is the best smelling flower?
Oh goodness. Oh, I don't know. Like lavender.
Okay. Mine is Lily of the Valley.
Okay. Yeah. Of course.
Personally. What is the worst smelling flower, in your opinion?
Baby's breath smells so disgusting.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess I don't ever smell it. What is your favorite floral color combination?
I love just like deep plum tones with mauve. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I can see that vibe.
Okay.
2 more questions. What is your favorite season?
Spring.
Okay, spring. And then what is your best tip for keeping flowers fresh and lasting the longest?
All right. So don't leave them near a heater or air conditioner or a window. Change the water every day. And then, yeah.
Oh, definitely don't do that.
Most people don't. And then recut your stems at a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good tips.
Yeah.
So what's next for Olive and June Floral?
Oh my goodness. Like you said, we're booking 2021. We're going to continue with the shop, hopefully do more workshops, but we're just going to keep on the path we're on.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the final question that I like to wrap up with that I ask everybody is, what do you typically do for lunch?
During wedding season, I skip it. The rest of the year, maybe eat my kids' leftovers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then where can people find you and your shop on social media and online?
Awesome. Okay. Our website is oliveandjuneflorals.com and our Instagram is at Olive and June Floral Co.
So Olive and June Florals with an S?
Yes.
Okay. And Olive and June Floral Co.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you
so much. This was so informative and so enlightening. And I'm just so happy that we had a chance to meet and chat about your business. So thank you. I appreciate it.
This was awesome.
That was Cassie Vogel, owner and founder of Olive and June Floral Co. Visit our show notes at workinglunchpod.com for links, photos, and the video of our interview. We're always looking for more women who are killing it in their career, so if there's someone who you think we should feature as a guest, send us a DM on Instagram at workinglunchpod or email us at workinglunchpod@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening to Working Lunch and subscribing. We really appreciate all the love. And remember, your biggest strength is who you are.